Hey guys, Bitcoin Owen here. A thought crossed my mind today basically, and it was to do with Bitcoin and the technical aspects of Bitcoin. And basically, when you spend some of your Bitcoin, basically, how does that prevent someone else from accessing your private key if it was used on the blockchain, if it was transmitted on the blockchain? And the answer is that the private key, your private key, which controls your Bitcoin, you need the private key basically to send Bitcoin, to spend Bitcoin, or to send Bitcoin. And my question was, how if you spend some of your Bitcoin and there's some of it left over, why can't somebody else just come along and take that private key and spend the rest of your Bitcoin, or send it to their own address? And the answer is that the private key is not disclosed, it's not transmitted on the blockchain. Private keys are not transmitted on the blockchain. Private keys are stored on your signing device, basically your hardware wallet, or if you're using a node to store your Bitcoin, they're stored on the node, and they don't leave the node. And it's the same with the hardware wallet. Your Bitcoin does not leave, or your private key does not leave, it never leaves the signing device, which is the hardware wallet. And you need your private key basically to sign the transaction, to spend any amount of Bitcoin from your Bitcoin holdings. And the answer is that the private key is stored on the hardware wallet or the signing device, and it never leaves the signing device. So if you want to spend some of your Bitcoin, you present when you're spending, you're asked for your private key. Your hardware wallet presents your private key on the hardware, on the signing device, not out on the network, but on the signing device. If this is the correct private key, the transaction goes through. If it's not the correct private key, the transaction does not go through. So that's the story anyway, guys. It's why Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and that's another reason why nobody can understand Bitcoin. This idea of digital scarcity, nobody can get their heads around it. How can there be such a thing as digital scarcity in a digital world where digital items can be copied ad lib, basically, en masse? How can there be scarcity? And Bitcoin proves digital scarcity, the concept of digital scarcity.